Welcome back. So I was just saying that I'm going to be talking about how to incorporate some movement into your daily work-life practice because we've been strapped to our chair, trapped behind our desk, especially this past year and a half. So if you are okay with it, perhaps standing while I'm chatting with you, and then we'll go through some movements and I'll give you some ideas on what I am here to share with you. So why movement in the day? So sitting is the new smoking disease. So movement can help you get your heart rate up, as we know, and it increases your circulation, decreases your drowsiness, and heightens your senses and helps you manage weight. So during the morning, normally we are more alert. A lot of us are more creative in the morning. And then about 2 o'clock, between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon is when we have our drop. And in fact, a lot of car accidents happen that way, or other types of accidents happen during that time. So moving throughout the day gets our blood moving. So they actually did a study, the American Foundation Journal of Epidemiology noticed that if you move throughout your workday, especially if you have a sitting job, you increase your survival rate by 17%. So we're decreasing the death rate. So what happens is when we're sitting, we're tightening our hip flexors, our hamstrings. That's why we're getting low back pain and hip pain and stuff like that. And also even shoulder and neck pain. There's a lot going on. So the musculoskeletal disease kicks in. So moving throughout the day, and how can we do this? So how can we move throughout the day? Some clues and ideas are like putting a alarm on your phone. It's recommended by exercise science that you move about every 20 minutes. Now, for some of us, that's not ideal to be moving every 20 minutes. So perhaps setting your alarm on your phone or on your computer, or making your computer automatically shut down if that's possible for you, depending on what you're doing, every 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and then just get up, just stand up. Or you can just move around, walk around. Just the actual movement helps increase the productivity in your brain because you're moving the blood circulation and everything around. You're more alert. It actually decreases your stress levels so that you're actually nicer to your cohorts, your family, your spouse, your children, friends, because the stress that we develop in our work life actually bleeds into our life practice. So just trying to just get up and just move. So standing, which is what I recommended at the beginning of the session, is a good idea. And then while we're standing, while I'm talking, perhaps just lifting up your legs and just walking in place. So exercise science, they recommend a moderate amount of exercise a week. So 150 minutes of exercise a week, and that's aerobic exercise, or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise. Strength training at least twice a week. And then if you're older, and older meaning 50 plus these days, balance training. That involves Pilates, Tai Chi, yoga. Okay, balance training is important too. Now that's all the stuff that they recommend, but they're not talking about what we're doing during the workday. Okay, we're actually sitting and we're rounding our shoulders, and then we're just really tightening everything. And then that's where we get musculoskeletal disease, and that's where pain comes in. And when the pain receptor hits, we don't feel like doing anything. We're tired at the end of the day. So just moving around every 20 to 30 minutes is highly recommended by just placing an alarm on your phone. Now, if you're on a video meeting and you don't have to be on video like this, you could be moving around and doing some of these exercises that I'm going to share with you today. As long as you're not running the meeting or you're on video, you can do this. You can always stand throughout the day, but not just standing, it's actual moving around, getting the blood moving. And this actually helps decrease risk for heart disease, diabetes. When our biggest muscles are not moving, the glucose is not moving, so our insulin goes up, and then you can end up with diabetes too, just by sitting. So just incorporating movements for a minute to 5 minutes throughout the day, every 20 to 30 minutes if possible. As a reminder, again, just putting an alarm on your phone. So today, what I'm going to take you through is some stretches. So you can do some stretches in place. So coming away from your chair, if you're able to stand today, Just coming away. We're just going to do what's called a standing camel. Very simple. Just placing your hands on your small of your back, really squeezing your thighs and your buttocks, and then just leaning back, pressing your navel down inward, and then just leaning back and then holding it here. And now this is just a static stretch. Now, if you want to get some activity in here to get the blood moving, holding it for about 5 to 10 seconds, taking a breath or two, and then coming back up. And doing that about 10 times. So this is an active stretch, so you're moving. So here, just a simple thing like this is going to help get your muscles loose, prevent you from having these musculoskeletal issues. And then you'll be able to walk with ease and no pain. And you may even notice that you start to become more productive. Many employees feel like if they step away from their desk and take a break, they're not going to be productive. But in fact, studies have shown that if you take a break by moving away from your desk, doing a 1 to 5 minute non-digital break, you actually will become more productive. You'll be more alert. You won't feel drowsy. And then coming to standing here. Good. And then the next thing we can do here is while standing, you can hold onto your desk for some support. And I'm going to have my chair here. I'm going to bring it out here. So you can hold onto your desk for support, and you just take one foot back, rest it on your chair. Okay. And then make sure the foot on the ground is pointed towards the big toe. I mean, the knee is pointed towards the big toe, and just kind of do a lunge like this. So you're kind of getting a hip stretch right here. A low lunge here, holding it, and you're just opening up the hip flexor here, opening up the hip flexor on the outside out here. You can clasp your hands behind you, hands on your hips, or holding the desk. Getting a nice stretch right here. Our hip flexors get tight, our hamstrings get tight, and when all this gets tight, we lose our balance when we walk. Our gait gets messed up. The alignment in our back and hips are messed up, and so then we don't feel like doing anything. And then just gently release. And you can do a dynamic stretch, or you can hold it. Whatever feels good for you. And these, again, are things that you can do at your desk if you're listening on a meeting and you're not running the meeting and you're not on video. And if you are running the, we're going to change legs. If you are running the meeting, perhaps encouraging your employees that are on the meeting to do some movement while you're walking them through these or talking through the meeting, doing a movement exercise meeting. Another option for you to do is if you really would like to get outside and get some fresh air and soak in the sun and the air, do a walking meeting. Put your earbuds in and go for a walk. It doesn't have to be anything vigorous where you're out of breath, and then you can just talk and walk or listen. You can encourage your employees to walk with you, virtually walking, in their own neighborhoods, or if you're in person and you're okay with that, doing a walking meeting. These are how you can actually get movement into your daily practice, and you'll actually notice that you'll get more creative and more productive, and you'll be more patient. And little things won't bother you. Good. And then just release, and then shaking your legs out. I'm going to turn the chair around, and we're going to come to seated, and we're going to do a couple of seated exercises. One exercise you can do is coming to the front of the chair, just holding your thigh underneath, and then just flexing your foot, and then raising the leg and bending the knee. Straightening the leg and then bending. I'm going to turn sideways. This is called a nerve glide. This opens up the back of the leg. So if you keep the foot flexed, lengthen your spine. You're just really stretching out your hamstring. So this is something you can do in your chair if you can't do something where you feel like it's going to get you out of breath. If you feel like you need to pop in the meeting and talk. So do a couple of these. Let's switch sides. So the nerve glide is really lengthening your hamstring, and it's gliding your sciatic nerve actually. So sciatica is when the muscles in the core are weak, and they get weak when we sit and don't engage our core. We just get really relaxed, and then those muscles get weak and press on our sciatic nerve, causing that horrific pain that goes down our legs, in our butt, and perhaps even in our back. Good. And then bringing that leg down. We're going to do a figure 4. It's a good hip flexor stretch, bringing the right ankle over the left thigh, holding onto the shin and underneath the knee, lengthening your spine, squeezing your navel inward and upward, lengthen spine, just leaning forward without rounding your back. And you should feel a nice stretch along the side and the back, the leg, and perhaps even in the hip flexor area. And taking a couple of breaths like this. So this is something easy to do when you're sitting in your chair, reading, listening, or even talking. You could do this and talk. If we can wear a nice shirt on top and yoga pants or pajamas on the bottom and no one can see us, we can still do this and be in a meeting. And this is very powerful. This is going to really open up. And these are even called like traveling exercises. You can do these in the plane. You can do them in the car, and then gently come up and then release, and just do a little bit of windshield wipers with your knees to release. And then let's do the other side, lengthening your spine, and then coming down without rounding your back, and taking a couple of breaths right here. So taking breaks throughout the day, there's a couple of cues that your body will give. One of them is, are you yawning every 90 seconds? Would you believe? Are your eyes burning? So taking breaks like this away, a digital break, will actually, prevent eye strain. And then it will clear our mental capacity so that we can be more productive and more creative, and most importantly, more patient with ourselves and with our coworkers. And then gently come back up and then release. And then let's just do some windshield wipers here. Good. So I'll turn my chair back around. We can do some upper body exercises here. So you're going to take your arms out. This is something you can do. Just open up your chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then cross your arms and then hug. And then open out, inhale, and then cross your arms the opposite way, and then hug. Let's do that 2 more times. Open out, and then hug. Exhale. Last time, open out, and then exhale. Good. You can release. Here, we're just going to take our arms back out and then take the right arm across your chest and then wrap the left elbow underneath that and then draw that right shoulder down. You're going to feel a nice stretch in your shoulder. We round our shoulders when we're working on the computer or even looking at any digital device. So even if we're sitting and reading or just scrolling through our phone or working, we tend to round our shoulders a lot. So just opening everything up. And then gently release, open, and then taking the left arm across your body, bringing the right arm underneath, and then bringing that left shoulder down, and then holding it there. And breathe. And then gently release, opening arms up, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then bringing your hands down. Let's just do some shoulder rolls backwards, up, and then back, and then down. And then reversing the direction. Even these gentle movements count. You're getting the blood to move, to circulate. You're getting your muscles to move. You're moving the glucose around your body. Good. Let's just do some neck stretches, ear to shoulder, And then coming up to center, and then the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. And then coming up. So from here, I'm going to move my chair away. If you are in a place where you can actually get on the floor in your office, because most of us are working from home, please do. And if you cannot, you can still do these exercises in the chair. They're very similar to what we did just now in the chair. So I'm going to come lying down, knees up, lengthening the left leg, bending the right knee, and then we're just going to do the nerve glides lying down. So this is another option for you to get on the ground to lengthen your spine and make sure that your spine is nice and long. Also making sure your core is getting a good amount of support. Let's do one more. And then bringing that right foot down, lengthening that leg, and then bending the left knee, and then let's do the nerve glide on the other side. So lying on the ground is another option if you are in a position that you can. You can always do these again in the chair, but I encourage you to get out of the chair and move every 20 minutes, if at all possible, for at least 1 to 5 minutes, a non-digital break. And then release. Bringing both knees up and then just doing a little bit of windshield wipers. Lengthening the left leg and then bending the right knee and hugging that right shin to your chest. Giving the opportunity for our body to just open up so the blood can circulate, so we can stay healthy. And then taking that knee with the left hand and crossing it over your left hip, getting a nice piriformis stretch. The piriformis muscle is a tiny muscle in your buttocks area that actually gets inflamed and pushes on your sciatic nerve, which causes sciatica. That's one of the reasons for sciatica from sitting, because we are loosening our core. We're not engaging when we're sitting. We forget. Everything slumps over. And then coming back to center, lengthening that leg. And then let's get the left leg, holding the shin. Nice stretch here. And I invite you to take note of how you feel today after moving through this practice. If you did move with me, if you didn't just sit and watch. If you just watched, then I am recording this, and hopefully Anne-Marie will send it to you guys so you can check it out on your own time. And then taking that knee across your right hip with your right hand, getting a nice piriformis stretch here. And always remember to breathe. We tend to hold our breath when we're concentrating, working hard. In the end, it's the breath that actually brings your stress level down. It helps you think and be calm. And gently bring that knee back across and then lengthen your leg. Here, let's just do a full body stretch. Reaching, inhale, squeezing your navel, squeezing your legs. Exhale, hugging your knees to your chest. And here, just rocking side to side, massaging your low back. This is a great massage. And then gently making your way up to a seated and then coming back up to standing. Good. All right. So the main thing that I'm trying to share with you all is to make sure that you get movement throughout the day. Moving throughout the day is so important because, like I said, the sitting causes the musculoskeletal issues, and just making sure you get those regular movement breaks just to blow off some of the steam that you may start building up throughout the day, so you don't blow it off on your cohorts, your spouse, your children, really just take those breaks. So for this next 2 weeks, I challenge you or invite you, whichever you want to choose, to try to take those breaks by putting an alarm on your phone. I myself do that. I am, a movement instructor, but I'm also a healthcare worker. And the difference is I am standing all the time. And too much of anything is not good. Too much of sitting is not good. Too much of standing is not good. So I'm standing all the time. So my musculoskeletal system is really getting a beating as well. So reminding myself I need to move, like physically move, get the blood moving is really important. So just remember that. And I wanted to also share with you that in the chat box, I put my website and my email. If you have any more questions or if you'd like to learn more, you certainly can reach out so you can take time. You're welcome. Take time to reach out and ask me questions. If you want to ask me questions in the chat box, you're welcome to. It's just that it won't get saved. So I encourage you to reach out through my email, check out my website, and see what else I can offer. Or if you guys want anything else, okay, I will put my website again for you. And please take a moment to copy it down. There you go. And then this is my email. And then please feel free to ask me any questions. You're welcome. And thank you for joining me. In the next couple of weeks, I will be offering another session. We keep doing something different. You're welcome. If you all ever have any suggestions of something that you would like to work on, I'll be happy to create a plan and provide it for you. I did create a PowerPoint for this, and that's going to be part of the video that I connect with this right here, so that you'll have everything that I talked about and more. I didn't want to be reading to you guys because that's what we're trying to get away from, looking at PowerPoints and listening to someone talk or watching them. So anyway, but thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for taking time for you, because you is what is important. First, taking care of yourself, filling up your cupboard first, your heart chakra, so that you have enough to share with everyone else, especially the ones that you love. So thank you all for joining. I hope you have a nice couple of weeks, and I will see you in the next couple of weeks for another session. Please let anyone else know if they missed it, if you liked it, and that they should join. That would be great. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay. Bye.